Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tailgate Show here at the Rogue Invitational. It is day 4 of competition for the CrossFit athletes. We're about to kick off event number 8 out of 9, so we're getting close. We're closing in on crowning ourselves some champions on the men and women's side. Speaking of champions, other than myself, to be here at the desk, you have to have not one, but at least 2 gold medals. We've got Katrin Davidsdottir, Annie Thorsdottir, and Rich Froning here. We're going to have an absolute blast chatting about some fitness in the rain.
We're having way more fun than any of those people on the screen right now.
We've got a roof over our head. I've been watching poor wet athletes, slog it out all day long.
I'm complaining because my feet are wet. At least I'm not standing. Oh, look at those judges, man! Shout out to the judges and volunteers.
No
standing
kidding.
in this.
Oh my gosh, we couldn't do it without them. And holy cow, look at that.
And every
That
time
looks
the
awful.
camera's off, you can assume somebody's out there with like a ladder and a power tool making something happen and changing something up.
Yeah, and I feel like it adds another layer to the test to have this weather.
Mental for sure.
Yes. Like,
I
can you
actually
still
think I
do what
really
you
like
planned?
this. Too bad that like some of the things need to change. That sucks. But like, I would prefer rain over scorching
Over extreme heat.
I would
yeah.
too. I would 100%.
I swear I disagree.
Oh, fight!
Take
Let's
the
have a
heat.
fight. Yeah, no, I would definitely take a little cooler, a little rain. I mean,
Oh,
everybody's
I
on the
love a little
same
cooler.
playing field
Yeah.
here with the weather. It's you're not. There's no disadvantage to having a different lane or whatever it is because hey, we're all handstand walking in the rain.
So this
Yeah.
one changed a little bit. So this is called Big Cat. It originally had some pegboard climbs in it, but those were removed. Athletes
Probably
safety,
rightfully so.
rain,
Yeah.
a
And
good
handstand walk
call.
instead?
Yeah, so now they're going to be 5 rounds of 6 box jumps, high box jumps, 42 inches for men, 36 for women, a 50-foot handstand walk that you have to do that in complete 25-foot sections. Then you'll move your chest piece. So it's basically high box jumps, handstand walks. We're going to do 5 rounds of this.
It's a fun workout.
I feel like this is a sprint.
really fun
Yes.
workout.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
really
there's no
short.
stopping because it's like explosive using your legs, and then you get to use your
And
arms.
never have to
so
chalk.
it's like
Yeah.
there's no chalk breaks. It is just go go go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what-
And I'm glad that they put in like handstand walk instead of the pegboards, instead of like, at least they're trying to do like gymnastic skill. Like the workout was meant for like having explosive and gymnastics, and they kept it at least like that.
Well, and all the pulling we've seen all weekend, so this gives you a
Yeah.
little bit of shoulder endurance here.
Yeah.
I think
But
it's
it
a
might
good
very
switch.
well change who would win this workout, whether it's
Yeah,
pulling or handstand
it-
walking.
I agree.
Touche.
Could have put a smile on some people's face and a frown on some other people's
I,
faces.
for myself, would have been very happy with this change.
Ooh, that's a good jump on some tired legs.
Whoa!
Oh.
One down.
We got Bethany on her butt.
She's good. She's good. You just need to figure out how high you need to jump.
There's
Yeah.
accuracy there. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
jumping just
And
enough.
what they just came off of with event number 7 was just a leg
Yes,
heavy
like
chipper.
burner.
Yeah, so their legs are feeling heavy right now.
But look at that. They literally run to the handstand walk, and then it's just up and go.
Yeah, I feel like the transition here is going to be the key because all these
Yes.
girls can do the box jumps fast. They can do the handstand walk fast. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Danielle Brandon, I think, is a very explosive athlete, and she has the best handstand walking out of anybody in the
fast
game.
handstand walk.
So
It's
fast
insane.
and so efficient. Like
Yes.
her position is just so
Ooh.
stacked.
What does she do wrong? Oh, you need to handstand
No.
walk
Gotta
back.
make
She
it-
started running back. Okay.
No, I think they might have added in a run instead of going up the hill because of the rain.
Yeah.
how
Correct.
slick
you
it
have
is
to
coming
move
down
that
the
little
hill.
chest piece.
Yeah, Danielle Brandon, I remember at the Mayhem Classic a couple years ago, she crushed that handstand walk dumbbell snatch workout we had. It was like
Yeah.
she was running on her hands. So
Yes.
it was super impressive.
It almost doesn't matter if it's on her legs or her hands.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, she obviously earned her spot to get here. She can do everything, but she's got a couple things that when they come out of the hatch, she's like, oh, yeah, I can take this one.
Yes.
And her position is just so stacked that she also has the endurance. She has the speed, the endurance.
And we should let everybody at home know, in case, left for a second to grab a snack between the events, that we have a new leader on the women's side. It was Tia Claire Toomey when we all woke up this morning, but that's not what's happening going into event number 8. Laura Horvath is now in the lead. Laura has 600 points. Tia is in second, 15 points behind, 585 points. Now there's a big lead between second and third where Gabriela Magawa is, but
Yeah.
Laura and Tia are still,
So
with
it's a
this
five-
event and one unknown remaining, is going to be a battle.
Yeah, it's a fight for first and a fight for a podium spot.
Yep. Yeah, because, Gabriella's on the podium right now in third, 490 points. Emma Lawson, who's a dangerous athlete, is just 5 points behind her. So there's some really good battles happening here.
Looks like you got the top three here kind of separating a little bit. You got Lowen and Paige. Paige is really good on her hands, too.
Yeah, it seems to be the ones that are just confident on their hands, they just run and get to
Kick
it.
right up. Yeah.
Yep, no question. You're kind of there. It's almost not even, I don't want to say it's a break being on your hands and upside down, but it is a little bit of a break from the rest of the workout.
Yeah, because you also, like, your heart rate is going to drop while you're upside down. So you're going to be able to just, like, run and get to the box jumps. And it's so few box jumps that you just, like,
gotta go.
Gotta
What about you, Pat? Upside down?
I was going to say,
your heart rate comes down?
3 out of 4 people on this desk are great at walking on their hands. And I remember back in the day where, like, that was still, like, a specialized skill. You're like, oh, this person can walk on their hands. And now it's like, well, of course I can walk across a football field on my hands. Come on. Of course, everybody can.
Yeah, just like we thought. Danielle's kind of
She's running away with it.
just smooth.
And it's like an easy win for her.
Those high box jumps, not only after the event they had this morning, but pulling like 18 heavy deads last night.
Yeah.
And just sleeping all night long and letting everything
You're
ever tighten up.
a little tight going into this morning.
Yeah, there are going to be some sore backs this morning.
Yeah.
So the time cap originally, when there was a pegboard involved in this, was 11 minutes. But they've actually shortened it down to 9 minutes. They removed the pegboard.
That makes sense.
I wouldn't need more than 6 minutes top.
It's an AMRAP, right?
I was going to say, right. Well, I'd be out immediately when I couldn't walk on my hands. I'd just sit down.
I actually think it's interesting, like here, it's not just about being able to walk on your hands, because as you can tell, like all of these girls can walk on their hands, and they're doing this unbroken. But it's the speed on your hands that's going to matter.
Very much.
Speed on your hands, and then like like we were saying, being super comfortable, just knowing you can jump right up to it.
Yeah.
And the heart rate, being able to do it while with a high heart rate is a key.
And over the course of 6 rounds, those quote-unquote little jogs from the box to where the handstand is.
That's kind of like a break, but that's where time can get lost. So I would say that's the only place where Danielle Brandon could lose time but not being in the final heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know how the other girls are going to do, but she is the person I would choose to win this event.
Yes.
So she needs to make sure that she's hustling. Like,
and I do feel like she is doing that. She's not slowing down. She's already, as you can see, like, I don't know how many reps ahead she is, but she does look like she has a
She's a full handstand walk ahead and a shuttle ahead.
Substantial lead ahead.
It's interesting also, if you fall down, you can just get up where you fell down on the handstand walk.
Well, I will say, no, there's one more.
One more round.
One more. I was going to say, if that was the last one, I would have
like,
wanted to see her sprint.
Fast.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, hustle that. So I believe she's on her last round now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says 50 total reps.
This is a fun workout. I would love
it's
to
so
do
fun.
this workout.
Yeah. And I also, I don't think it's going to hurt that much. It's very skill-based and explosive-based. And
set you up for a good final event.
yes.
Yes. Also, after previous workout, that was definitely like a pain workout.
Yeah.
It's nice to get a workout like this in between.
In the deadlift, pure barbell, pure strength, and now we've just got some gymnastics out here.
We got a little Paige and Ariel going back and forth here. Looks
She's
like
so
walking
straight.
And also, look at how she walks
and then
with her feet. Yeah. My guess would be that would keep her hands on pace. Like if she's walking with her feet, it keeps her hands on pace and gets her going faster.
And she's doing a good job with no one really to push her, of making sure that she's hustling.
Yeah.
She wants to win this event.
And now we will see her sprinting to the finish
let's
line.
see.
That is a tight time cap, though. She is
She
finishing
walked in 12th.
That should bump her up some spots.
But she is she
Whoa,
might
wait,
be the
is
only
she
one.
just underneath the time cap?
Or is it 6?
Time cap is 9
it
minutes.
6:48
I might not see.
or is it 8:48?
I'm a master's athlete. I
6.
can't see
Okay.
that.
I think at 6 it does look like
Can't
an
even
8.
see, yeah. Looks like an 8.
I think
Okay,
it
so
looked
she
like
is well
I
under
think it
little
was
the
slant
time cap.
five
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I was
okay.
like, the slant is down a little bit, so maybe we'll give them a 6. Oh, Paige took over aerial. We'll see if a sprint here.
Oh, look at that. Nice work for Paige.
Yeah, Paige is really good on her hands.
That's cool.
I don't like doing handstand walk workouts with Paige.
Nice.
Sprint. Nice.
Did she just pass Ariel?
Yeah, just towards the end. I think on the last handstand walk, it looked like it.
That was clutch for Paige Powers.
Yeah, Rich, I feel like if we could have made this one a pitch over the plate for you, it would be...
Squat snatch in there? We're
well,
good.
I was going to put in some high-volume GHD sit-ups.
Okay, that'll do it. That'll do it, too. Yep. Squat snatch, some high GHD, high rep GHD, and handstand walk.
Yep. That'll do. Yep,
yeah, that'll do it. I'll take it. I don't know about the rain, though, you know. Squat snatch might be a little more difficult.
Right.
I have to use the short bar in the summer, you know,
Yeah.
because I sweat so much that I just put my hands on the collars.
Oh, yeah.
And so your hands can't really slide out.
You
It's
get
about the
that-
only way I can do
You
it.
get that dirty south humidity down there,
So
too.
nasty, yeah. It's not fun. Oh, yeah, it does look like they're letting them break it up.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought it was going to be 25
Wait, breaking it up
unbroken.
during the
The
25s?
handstand, yeah, it looks like somebody
if
was
they
down.
go down, they just kick back up again. I guess it's like a fast workout. You just want people to continue to move.
That's true. And maybe because of the rain, maybe people are sliding on, because it's actual grass. It's not turf, so it'll get slippery.
I also think it's kind of cool that it doesn't seem like they're being like insane then on the standard, because that's what I think is really sad when you like cross over and then the other hand is like about to go over or something and you get a no rep and you need to go all the way back.
All the way back.
Now it's just like, okay, you need to go up and take one step.
Oh, no!
Missed it by
So close.
Have any of you ever experienced that?
Have any of us experienced?
Just
yeah, I
missing
think
the
so.
buzzer.
Like you get a cap. You don't get a time. You get a cap plus 0, but you did not make it on. It
think
sucks because
as
you
on the
just
team,
want
yeah.
to, as a
Yeah.
competitor, you want to finish the workout. Like
Yeah.
I don't
There's just
like
something
when
about-
I don't. Yes.
I might not have done well, but I finished it.
Yes.
I do think it's really funny, like when you're briefing and stuff, and like I get it that you want to ask what the time cap is because it might make sense to
Don't
just like
even ask.
make sure. But yes, exactly. Every time someone asks, I'm like,
Oh, are you scared?
Are you afraid you're not going to
afraid?
finish?
Ah, okay.
Man,
I never
hate
really
athlete
think
briefs.
about that.
I was going to
If
say,
there's one thing on this planet I would get rid of, it's athlete briefs.
it's like being in school, right? Like everyone
Don't
just keep
ask
their
a question.
hand down.
Don't
Let's
ask
get
a
the class
question.
over.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. Then you got all those questions. And then usually it's a question of like strategy that you'd kind of already thought about. And you're like, hey, if you don't ask,
Right,
then it's your
exactly,
fault.
exactly.
But then you also get the Dave Castro middle of the workout update of like, you're in heat 3 and he's like, hey, you see Neil Maddox, how he picked that sled up?
Yeah,
you
but you
guys
can't
can't
do
do that.
that.
And I'm like,
That's like,
you
whoa.
just did
When
it.
did that
What do you
happen?
mean?
When did that
You're
happen?
changing that now?
Exactly.
We're going to be joined, I believe, by Daniel Brandon here, so we can hit her with some questions. Daniel, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic job out there. Absolutely crushed it. Did you know that was going to be a wheelhouse one for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I should have sprinted harder, honestly.
I'm here with, Rich, Annie, and Katrin, everybody who's fantastic on their hands. They were giving you a lot of credit for being a phenomenal handstand walker.
The best in the business, upside down.
Thank
Yes.
you.
That was really fun to watch.
Thank you.
Did you like that version better than the version that originally it was supposed to be?
You know, actually, I really like pegboards.
Okay.
So I was excited to get to test those, especially I think it's a little bit more of a separator movement.
Yeah, that's true.
Even more than handstand walks.
Yeah.
And then they changed it again with box jumps, handstand walks, and up the hill. And,
Yeah.
and then they took out the hill, and
hill's
I was
gone.
kind
Yeah,
of
you're just
excited
like,
for the
"Ah."
hill because
Yeah.
I wanted to just full send down the hill too.
Yeah.
But either way, it was so fun. It was
Yeah.
a good full send workout for sure.
That was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
you crushed that.
Thank
After
you.
all the heavy deadlifts last night, after that grinder you all did this morning, how was that high box jump?
Honestly, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
Yeah, I think if anything, I was prepared for Rogue. I've been squatting like 3 to 4 times a week, so that's what I was most prepared for. Was kind of like that thoracic and
That
just
leg
trunk
pump?
volume. And yeah, it was more legs, the kettlebells, and the deadlifts was maybe more back, but it was fun.
And any issues, anything with the field being wet or traction fine?
Oh, the traction out here was fine. They
Great.
said the handstands might be a little slippery, but it was perfect. No issues. The boxes, we were a little worried, but that white covering is so, has
That's
a lot
really
of
smart.
traction.
Tacky.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
So,
well done.
No issues.
Danielle absolutely crushed it. You're a pleasure to watch. Keep up the good work and good luck.
Thank you.
Yes,
Good luck.
keep
Good
it
job.
up.
Good job, girl.
Thank you, guys.
It's going to be a tough time to beat even in this heat. 6:52, I believe she was.
I think she's going to be very tough to beat. There is
Yeah.
nobody else who is as fast as her on her hands and as efficient, so it's not going to affect her. So A, she's faster, and I think she comes off fresh from her hands.
Oh, Tia's going out hot.
She is a hustler. She
Yes.
will work for, she is a great competitor, and that is so fun when somebody sets a standard. She
Yeah.
will go
She
for it.
will go for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I
no
don't
matter
think
what
she
it
minds
is.
being in second, though, you know? I think she's okay with that.
Yeah, I
She's
bet
just
she
gonna
loves
mail
that.
it in.
I bet she loves
that.
It's not burning a hole in her at all.
But this is round number 1, and her handstands just are slower. So I do believe she's
Yeah.
going to hustle more in this workout and maybe
She needs
try
to.
harder.
Yeah.
Like Danielle said, she wished she had gone harder. There was an extra gear, and I think Tia is doing that. But I do think overall, I think she will just be slower.
How do you think Laura will do?
I think she'll do
okay.
Damage
okay.
control.
Damage
Yes.
control.
It's a
She's
little
trying to stay
damage
close.
control.
But she's staying right there with her right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So
She's not bad on her hands at all. She can do the work.
And
I
she
just
knows-
don't
She's
think she'll
not bad
win.
at just handstand walking. If you would add in more skills, that would be harder for her. But like handstand walking, I think she's, yeah,
Yeah,
good.
she'll do fine.
But they both know in their head, okay, it's 15 points right now, and there's only one event
Yes.
left.
she just needs to stay close
needs
right
to
here,
stay
like
close
we're saying,
to Tia.
damage control. And it
And
puts a little
she
pressure
is
on
doing
Tia. Yeah,
that.
she's right there
I'm
with her.
surprised there's not, well, I think maybe someone like Emma, someone will maybe be able to keep a faster pace on the handstand walk for longer, but we'll see.
Right here, it's close.
Danny
Yeah.
Spiegel is going to be good on her hands out of this group.
Yes.
And I don't know that there's any other of these girls that are phenomenal on their hands.
No.
I think everybody can handstand walk, but I don't know that anybody is going to be so comfortable and so fast.
I think, like we said, it's just keeping pressure on Tia here. I think that's what
Yeah.
Laura needs to do right here. Maybe make a, if it's going to happen, I doubt it from Tia, but if there is a way to make a mistake, like you
Right.
guys are saying, it's her handstand walking. Like
Yeah.
that's the one thing over the years you've looked at that
But
was.
that's looking actually like a lot better than
Yeah, for
previous
sure.
years.
No, it looks
Yeah.
great.
Like her speed is
It's fine.
faster than I expected.
Yep.
But what's probably going to set up is exactly as a fan what I want to see in event number 9.
Yep,
It's just
yep,
people,
little-
you're not going to be able to hold back at all because no one's going to have a comfortable lead. It's
Nope.
going to be
No.
send it.
Send
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, do we know what the workout is?
I do not believe it has been announced yet.
Do you know what it is, Patrick?
It says the cleanup.
Yeah.
Back cleanup? I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't
we
know,
know
there
the
is a-
name and nothing else.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
I'm sure it'll
Oh,
be pretty
definitely.
Yeah.
It always is.
good. All right, Emma lurking right there.
And then,
so
yeah, if you're
Emma and the Gab-
And Emma and
McGowan
Gabby
fan or
next to
Lost
each other.
fan.
Yes, they're also fighting for
Yep.
that podium, so.
It's the podium spot and the first place spot. They're fighting together.
Like, Emma is not far away from Laura.
No, 5 points. Excuse me, yeah, 5
No,
points.
like in the
In
oh,
the
in their
workout.
workout.
workout,
Yeah.
yeah. And Emma lost, and every time I've had you two on the show, every time you've just given her credit as just being
Yeah.
a weapon
I'm just
out
excited about her. She's so young.
Is
and
that Emma Carey that's like catching up now?
Looks
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
she
Yep.
just
Looks like
she
it.
popped up. But I just think she competes well. I think she has a clear head. I love her composure.
Yes.
I love how she competes, and it just makes me excited to see her in the future and now. Like
Yeah.
now and in the future.
there. I think that composure is a big thing. I've done so many shows now; they're blending together. So I can't remember. I've told
Groundhog's Day.
I've told you, all of you, but you all fall into this category of like, look, you're going to be out there in the field of competition. You obviously need to be strong, conditioned, fit, like, you know, the whole 9 yards, blah, 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 squat, contractile potential, discipline. But the ability to compete well and have composure on the field and not get flustered and, you know, don't let the leaderboard rattle you more than it should or use it as
Yeah.
fire, like whatever it is, that's, I think, there's a lot of good athletes out there. And then you see the great ones and they just have that other intangible factor that whether it was born or trained, but you know it when you see it. And Emma Lawson, you think,
She's got it.
Yeah,
She's got it.
She got it.
exactly.
You don't
Like-
ever see her
Or
flustered.
ready.
Yep.
No, exactly.
And it also just like out there on the floor, it isn't just physical ability and it isn't just your fitness. There's so much that goes into decision making and making the right decisions at the right time,
Yeah.
when to attack, when to hold back. And having a clear head and having composure just helps you make those correct decisions.
It's getting tight here. Getting close.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Looks like Tia's got a little bit of
getting
a
away.
lead, but you got,
The other ones are right after
Not
each
from
other.
Carrie though. It looks
which
like.
is good for Tia.
Or was she on the other side?
Tia's probably hoping right now that someone will catch Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To put a
Right.
spot between.
Laura's doing exactly what she needs to do
Yes.
though too. She's not going outside of herself. It doesn't look like she's slowing a little bit, or Tia's maybe put the pedal down, but
Tia knows she's about to finish.
Okay, so last round.
One more round.
Yeah, she
If
has
you
a
have
sizable
another
lead.
gear, now is the time
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
step on it.
And it also just does speak to how fast Danielle Brandon was at 6:52.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're not gonna get that. What was second place in that heat?
Paige was, she wasn't far behind her.
No.
It was like 7:20 maybe?
7:17
I think she
or
could
something
actually
like that.
play into this mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets in between Tia and Laura here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
If Tia
so.
can close that gap.
Yeah, she's like a full 5 ahead, 5 box jumps.
Yeah, but Laura's doing exactly what
And-
she
but
needed
yeah,
to do
Laura
too.
isn't
so.
second out of this
Yeah.
heat.
Emma Carey is catching up with Laura. She needs to just stay on it.
Would it be common to train box jumps this high? They just show up and you're like, yeah, I can still do those two. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we've done them a lot.
Yeah.
They're fun.
I really like high box jumps in workouts.
It almost reminds me of like a heavier clean, that type of fatigue, but it doesn't beat you up as bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like
Still developing that explosive
still get that
power.
explosiveness, still have that fatigue of like, hey, I've got to like put more into this than I want to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It's not a barbell just crashing down on
Yeah.
your.
They do scare me sometimes
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Like if it's with an echo or a
Yeah, right
thruster
after an echo
before the
bike.
first one, you don't know how
we
your
don't
feet
use
are
the
gonna or
soft
legs
ones
are gonna
either.
respond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
we got the
there
jerk
you
block.
go.
Yeah.
Use the jerk block, you know.
You need to
Raise
get
the
it.
stakes right
Yeah.
there.
She's
yeah.
gonna get second place.
I think
It's-
maybe I don't
Oh,
know.
I
she
don't know.
needs to
I don't know what
sprint.
Paige's time was.
Yeah.
Be close.
That'll be interesting.
It's
If
gonna
she
be
gets
tight
it
here
or
with
not.
Laura and Emma. So here we go.
Solid
Yeah.
finish, though.
What
Laura's gonna have
about
to
Lawson
hustle.
and Megala? Both of them. They are neck and neck too.
They're also neck and neck.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh, they finished at the same time.
Oh, we got a sprint.
Oh.
Emma's gonna get it.
I
don't
think
know.
it depends on
I
the
don't
chip.
know.
I think it depends on
Yep,
which foot.
that's gonna be a chip.
Yeah.
Talk about
Laura got her.
exactly.
Laura got her.
by
Whoa!
what? Six.
my
Holy
God.
smokes!
And Lawson.
She is going to be proud of that because that could be 5 points that are going to make the difference
that
at the
can
end of
make the
yeah.
difference on winning.
Run through the line.
Just having a little bit of a bigger buffer going. into
Those are
final
the things
event.
that after a
Ugh.
weekend you look back and you're like, oh, if I could have, like literally things like that. And she got the better end of that. Of like, she's going to be so proud of that at the end of the weekend.
I hope somebody
Yes.
has Kalipa's face yesterday in the Legends event when he was jogging to the finish line and me and Carrie took
I
off
hope
sprinting.
so too.
Yeah, you couldn't see it on the stream. We went back and watched it, but Jason's face, the look of terror on his face.
Oh
it was
no.
so good.
Eyeballs all big.
I'll have it. Yes, exactly. This one.
Bro.
Oh man, I would love to find that. But heck yeah, that was good. Good on
Blow it
Laura.
up,
Good
make
on.
it a poster, put it up in the gym.
Yep. Good on Emma too, pushing,
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
it work for it.
She got Megala on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they might have flip-flopped again. Like
Yeah, 'cause
Emma
they were
might
just
have
5
might be in a
points.
podium position now.
They were just 5 points between each other. So,
So
yeah.
now they're gonna be even.
Wow.
probably.
I think.
Man.
Yeah, for first place and for third place
Wow.
might be
Going into the
very
final
tied.
event. This is going to be great.
Now I want to know the final event.
Me too.
That was fun to watch.
That was
was a
really
great
fun to watch.
workout to watch.
Everybody
I
did
wanna
what
be
they
out
needed
there
to
with you
do.
guys.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, woo. Ugh.
Yeah, both Tia and Horvath played it about as well as they could.
Yes, absolutely.
I wish we remembered the times though, because I do think there were girls that came in between them.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will pop up on the screen.
I I'm gonna say I think Tia's handstand walk has improved.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like it was never bad.
No,
But I think
no,
it's
but if you were to look at
gotten
one
even
movement
better.
that, that's gotten her in the past, it was that. Or a single under, right?
Yeah.
Single unders.
Isn't
I
that
can't do it.
wild? Like
Yeah,
you
I
think
can do
it's
it now, but I remember going
the
back and you're like,
simplest
oh, let me try to
thing.
do a single under.
And it's like, wait.
Wait a
It's
second.
also-
My brain immediately starts to try
Yeah.
to spin it.
Yes, and because you've been trying to go from doubles to triples, and then
Yeah.
to have to slow that back down
you
to
go.
singles,
Oh, there was quite a few that got
Whoa.
in between.
Wow,
Oh.
there you go.
they might
Oh,
be tied.
shit.
Yeah.
And that's like 1 second.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Well, she fought for it though.
She did fight for it. She
really
did what she
Like
could.
she could not
It's
have
going
gone
to be, what,
faster.
5 points-ish?
Yeah, it's gonna be just what you want to see.
But that
going
is so
into the
impressive.
final.
Yeah,
Gonna be
Danielle
interesting.
going in heat number 1, all by herself, and still put up that time.
We've
Yes.
got Kiki Dixon down on the field with Tia Toomey.
Tia, you just picked up 95 points for this particular event. With this event, in total, you handstand walk the length of a football field. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being fire, what was that like for your upper body?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it was that hard in the upper body. Maybe because throughout the weekend we've just been doing a lot of lower body stuff, and so I think everyone's thinking about their posterior.
So maybe a nice little break here. Yeah. I noticed that on your box jumps, you opted to not put your hands on them. Why?
Because it wasn't as high as what I know I'm capable of going. So it was a pretty decent height, and I just didn't need to.
With one more event to go, are you feeling any pressure, and why or why not?
There's always pressure when you compete because it matters, right? We're all here to win, and pressure's good. This is what we compete, and I think that's why everyone's so competitive, because the pressure, the adrenaline, all the emotions that we all feel competing just adds to the experience. And we don't know what is ahead of us, but I'm ready for a dogfight, and let's bring it on.
Excellent. Thank you, Tia.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Tia Claire Toomey doing exactly what she needed to do to make the final event coming up about as interesting as you possibly could want for it to be. We have more CrossFit action for the men's side coming up very soon. Don't go anywhere. More of the Tailgate Show happening shortly. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tailgate Show. It's the 2023 Rogue Invitational, and we have event number 8. Big Cat. Big Cat. Happening for the men right now. I am joined at the desk by Brian Friend, CrossFit analyst. Dan Bailey, only person I know to have jumped over something, lost his sunglasses and put them back on his head. And then Josh Bridges, instrumental in the programming here. And of course, Dan's been competing forever and ever as well. So gentlemen, what we got here with Big Cat?
Big Cat.
Why is it the Big Cat? What's the name? What?
So Katie looked up something that jumps and can climb because this was supposed to be with a pegboard.
Right.
Due to obviously weather, we are going to have them go upside down on their hands and do a little handstand walking. And they were supposed to run up that hill, but because we saw the last event, people were basically sledding down it. We pulled that out of there as well. So yeah, that's where the name Big Cat came from. Basically, they can jump and climb.
Got it.
Like
and
me.
walk on their hands.
Like me.
And walk
like you, yeah.
Yeah, like me.
And cheetah.
And we have two actually.
They could have called it Big Josh, but I don't know.
These two guys are going to be running on their hands. Victor Hoffer and Tudor Magda, two of the fastest handstand walkers you're ever going to see. And they're in Heat 1, and the theme of the weekend has been great performances coming out of Heat 1.
Yeah, I mean, Danielle Brandon just won that last one. That was fast.
The pegboard would have been cool, but I'm kind of digging it to be quite.
I don't mind
how
this
it
at
is
all.
right now.
It's
Yeah.
exciting, yeah.
When we talked about contingencies, this was definitely like, okay, same stimulus. How can we change, upper body, body weight, handstand walking? It just made sense.
Yep.
Josh, 5th year. It's only because of a contingency first handstand walk.
I know.
You've been waiting for a rainy day on this one?
There are, I mean.
Oh, is that really first handstand walk, huh?
I'm not it's not like my favorite thing to program. I enjoyed doing it when I had to do it sometimes, but it's here at Rogue. We like to make a move weight, right? And so handstand walking normally isn't something that comes up all that often, but I think this is a good spot for it.
I know there have been people that have been hoping to see it at some point, and I actually kind of like it. You know, it's a relatively new competition, 5 years in. There are some cards that you're holding and waiting to release for whether it's a rainy day and it's an audible that you're calling, or you never know.
Right.
You don't have to throw everything out in the first go.
Exactly. And then we make sure we like to keep things in our back pocket, let you forget about it, let you stop training it a little bit because you almost think oh yeah, that's not going to come back up, and then boom, shove it down their throats.
And the high box jump.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite things to train. I love high box jumps. 42 inches. This is straight up eye height for me. I have to tippy toe to look over the counter, like if you're at a deli looking to see what you want to pick to put on your sandwich. So I love the high box jump. Dan here, I'm sure, is just absolutely drooling over a workout like this.
I would have loved to do this one. I love the high box jump. Just a little bit more athleticism, a little bit more risk. It makes the explosive athlete, makes you display your explosiveness, not just doing power cleans or something like that. So it's just a little bit of change of pace there. So great way to toss that in there.
And probably a good protocol to prepare for to be, 15 to 18 deads, kind of heavy, right before bed. Yeah. Maybe a quad heavy chipper just beforehand, and then let's break it out.
We really wanted to wake him up this morning, hey, let's put you on the assault bike, get you warmed up for these high box jumps.
Right.
That's pretty much what we did.
The blood flowing.
And you say, we love to move weight at Rogue, but you have to be athletic here too. We had the log get-overs, get-unders yesterday, the high jumps today, and we were, I don't know if I was on here or somewhere else, we were talking about the guy who can hit the sweet spots down the middle. Pat was super consistent on 3 very different tests yesterday. Boom, 90-point lead.
Yep, exactly. I mean, Pat probably slept a little more comfortable last night than he should have been, but happy for him. He's doing great.
But
it's impressive.
He has experience of sleeping on a lead going into the last day of Rogue and losing it. 2019.
He always has some crazy things happen to him.
Catastrophe.
My favorite. I shouldn't say it's my favorite, but my favorite thing that I saw happen to Pat at the games.
Pat, he hates you.
We're watching. They had to finish with the yoke. I don't remember what the thing was, but they're filming somebody in one lane, and all of a sudden I see Pat running across the floor, chasing his plate. It's like rolling in front of him, and I'm like, oh my God, he already fell off the high rope, and now he's doing this. It's like, what else could go wrong for you? So I hope he can hold everything together here this weekend and finish out strong.
And just always scraps for points somewhere and finishes
well. But it winds up right up at the top.
Just don't make it that hard for yourself. And here he is. He's in the lead, 550 points. He's 70 points ahead of second place.
What I like about what we get to do with this programming, too, is the fact that we don't make these single modality movements. Instead, we put them into workouts. And that's because that's what I always loved when I trained them, is I like to train the high box jump, but I wanted to do it in a workout. I didn't want to just, hey, how high can I jump? Or the up and overs on the dual yesterday, right? It wasn't just hey, just run down and go over, under, and then run, right? Let's put it into, let's add some sandbag to it, right? Let's make it CrossFit.
Yep. And we've got a treat for you, somebody that you gentlemen have competed with in the past. China Cho is actually out, and she caught up with Cole Sager.
All right, I'm here with Cole Sager. Cole, it's been a while. How have you been?
Yeah, I'm really good. It's been a fun little. They got some transitions going on this season of life, and it's been really. It's good. I'm excited.
Yeah, some transitions. I mean, you're obviously an amazing athlete, and you've taken on a new role as a coach. How's that going for you?
It's going really well. I'm excited about what's to come. People will see it in about 10 days or so. But I'm kind of releasing some coaching towards the community. How can I help athletes? And I stepped into the head coach role at Comp Train. I haven't stepped away from competing necessarily myself. Yeah, so. In that, I was like, hey, how can I take the knowledge and the experience that I've gathered over the last 10 years, last decade of competing in the sport of CrossFit, and I'll just share that with more people in the community. So I'm really excited to what's to come there and see what that can do and how that can affect the community.
Well, that is really exciting for the community and for all the fans of CrossFit that you are not retired and that you are still going to make a run at this because you're so amazing. How's the Rogue Invitational been treating you so far? You miss being out there?
Oh my gosh, I love this event so much for so many reasons. It's always been one of my favorites to compete in. This is the first time I haven't competed in the Rogue Invitational since the inception of it. So getting to see it from this angle is really cool, though. It actually has solidified just how special this event is. To see how they manage expectations, how they treat athletes, everything is just done it's done in Rogue fashion. Rogue does things well, and I'm very appreciative of everything they do, and I love this event.
Yeah, Rogue definitely has the gold standard when it comes to CrossFit competitions and how they treat their athletes. It was great catching up with you, and all the best for the future.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate you.
Back to you guys.
Nice to hear from Cole, an athlete I've been watching forever and ever, and obviously both of you are intimately familiar with, competing next to him on the competition floor.
That was good. I love good Cole Sager story. He was always a guy who he just always made it fun out there.
He's always, I feel like he's been doing it forever. He was competing when we were competing, and then, still coming back now and still doing well.
Also, one of the best huggers.
Oh.
I did not know that.
I'm slightly disappointed that I'm not up there, but okay.
I'll
take your better than you, Dan.
I'll take your word for it, Brian. And goes without saying, so far Danielle Brandon would still be in the lead if she was in this heat.
She crushed this. Yeah. 6 minutes and 52
Actually,
seconds.
great.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't notice that. That's wild.
He almost ran into the pole. Did you see that? He almost ran into the Zeus.
That man looks like
that man had his eyes
somebody
closed.
who looks like you, Josh, has been mean to his legs.
He probably wouldn't give me a good hug right now.
No, I don't think so.
Brian.
De La Hoste, he's an intimidating figure.
Yeah.
I met him in Madrid this year, and when I got really close to him, I was like, yeah, you're bigger than I thought.
Yeah. This is a fun workout to watch, though. Just something completely different that we've seen all weekend. Body weight, but you still got some explosive athleticism you got to show.
I mean, and nice, the heavy back squat, the pure deadlift ladder. I mean, now you've just got gymnastics on display. Period. End of story. There's no machine involved in it. There's no loading involved in it.
And we really thought about that when we were looking at it. We have to have the pure body weight workout, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe this is the only workout that doesn't have any load at all.
I like the balance too. It's not like overweight. It's not a 100-yard handstand walk with your 5 box jumps.
Right.
Like it's pretty evenly spaced in terms of the time that it's taken the athletes to complete each portion of the workout.
And true to Rogue fashion from programming. I think there was one workout last year without any weights to be seen either. But and the weights, of course, show up in a variety of different fashions, but you always sprinkle in one that doesn't have them.
You have to, right? You can't go away from that because if you can't move your body weight, nobody cares how much weight you can lift. That's a fact.
Victor Hoffer, if you're not familiar with him, his gymnastics background, 10+ years, young man from France, very strong as well, but this is going to be a tough time to beat.
Yeah, he's moving well on his hands. That's probably faster than I can walk.
We should be joined by him shortly, so when he does join us, feel free to get him with some questions. Maybe ask him why he couldn't beat, Danielle Brandon's time. Why didn't he want it?
I'll definitely ask him that. People will hate me forever. That was the goal. That was always a goal, though, right? Whenever there was a workout where you could compare your times with the women's times, to not lose.
No, not lose.
To any of them, right? Sam Briggs made it really hard.
Sam Briggs made it real hard.
She may or may not have beaten me in the half marathon row. I don't know. I don't really remember.
Remember, he got a little foggy. I might have had a couple beers that day. I don't know.
Right, I don't remember.
Yeah, there's old Vel. They're top of the leaderboard. All right, we've got Victor Hoffer right now joining us, who is the Heat 1 winner. Victor, can you hear us?
Yep.
I don't know if you can see us here, but we got Brian Friend, Dan Bailey, and Josh Bridges. How did that go for you? I mean, obviously it went well, but did you have a plan, and did that plan change at all?
Yeah, my plan was okay. It's not a long workout. I'm good on the handstand walk, so I push hard directly than the start because I need to take a risk too. Yesterday was not a good day, and I just keep my first place into the last round. Tudor was very good too. So I'm excited to see the second hit now.
Nice job. Good workout there, man. How did it feel? How was the box jump transition into the handstand walk? And I know you got a bit of a tight back.
Yeah.
So how did the handstand walk? Was that an effect at all?
Yeah. Since yesterday, my back I have pain, so I don't put my deadlift bar. But here with the run and the plyometry on the box jump was very tight, but was fun. I yeah, it was very nice.
Good work.
Thank you.
Do you have to change anything, the handstand walk on the wet surface?
No, it was close to the floor. Little bit changed, but I don't know. For me, it was the same.
Well, Victor, you put up one heck of a time. This heat's going to be chasing you, so congratulations.
Thank you
Keep
so
up the
much.
good work. Get a bit of rest, and we will watch you later on in event number 9.
Yeah, thank you.
What I was happy to see on this group of guys here is I saw that one step back on that box step up, because that makes me happy, because that's what I have to do. Right? I can't just stand flat-footed on 2 feet and just hop right back up on that 42 inches. So it warms my heart.
Yes.
You know, we were looking at that leaderboard there. Obviously, Vellner's looking good right now. I was just thinking back to that last one. I mean, it's 5 points between Jeff and Roman, and we've been talking about Jeff and Roman the whole weekend for good reason. But Roman cruised on that bike, and I don't think he had any idea. And Dallin Pepper's time went by. Those 5 points, man, like,
yeah,
you could
Might
rue
mean
those
something
later
at the end of the
too.
weekend. Yeah. I feel like Pat will be great at this, though. I mean, his height, he's a little
Yeah,
bit
you would
taller.
think
It
so.
brings that box down a little bit. He's great on his hands, great gymnast. So he should be set up pretty well going into the final event as long as he can keep it together.
He
here.
just needs to keep as many points as possible, right? I mean, the battle is you got Krennikov and Adler 5 points away from each other, and then you got Hopper in 4th place, Fikowski in 5th, and there's only 15 points between those two gentlemen. I mean, so 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. I mean, there's some moving to be done right now.
Hopper's done a great job of battling
Yes.
back to the
He
top.
really has.
Like, he really, the start of today, just leapt himself back up there.
We talk about the handstand walk a lot in this workout, but the box jumps is something that Pat Vellner has excelled at relative to the field ever since we first saw him, especially at the high height. There's actually this height and that movement that allowed him to win chaos against the field back when that workout came out in 2018.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And that was a little different though. You could just got to cross it too, right? You didn't have to actually stand up, show lockout at the top.
Yeah, but he does well on high box jumps. He does well on handstand walks, and I'm just watching Roman here because, you know, I think that Adler is not in the business of wanting to lose to that guy.
I can see that. There's always that one guy you got to pick. I remember that even in like.
You ever pick that Bailey guy?
And like little, well, you know, obviously, me and Chan always had Dan was obviously always there, but like for some reason, all of my like back and forth, Chan always stuck out.
Really?
There was the pull workout, the pull muscle up workout in 13, where he hit the wall before me on the pull, and all he had to do was get out and go across the line, and he kind of like dilly-dallied, and I literally just like jumped up and got out, and I beat him, and I was like, how the hell did that just happen? And then in the half marathon row, we were right next to each other for alphabetical reasons, you know, because they had us in like alphabetical order. And I remember every time he put the handle down, I would take like 10 of the hardest strokes I'd ever taken in my entire life to be like, that's right, punk.
How did that shake out at the end?
Yeah, I beat him.
Did you really? Should not beat him on that.
I know, right?
Yeah, you should not beat him. That's amazing.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. I didn't beat him I guarantee I didn't beat him at the 2K part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I took dead last at that.
This is one of the tightest races we've seen in this event. There's usually been one person kind of separate,
Yeah,
but I think that Fikowski's passed them all right here.
Yeah. Who would think, right? I guess that makes sense for the high box jump. Yeah, Fikowski.
And even though, you know, Victor said it's not a long workout, it is a 5-round workout, and it doesn't really matter how long. When there's 5 rounds, the guy who has that like instinct to pace relative to his own performance, and he's one of the best we've ever seen.
Yeah, for sure. Noah's up there too.
Yeah, Noah actually from his history in handstand walking scores better than I think anyone in the field on average on a handstand walking or an event that has handstand walking in it. I wasn't sure with the box jumps because, like I said, Vellner so good at those, but yeah, Noah in gymnastics.
You really did your homework before you came
It's
out
always
here, didn't you,
it's
Brian?
always nice to have a big brain like Brian over there.
Goodness.
Well, actually, I had a really minimal time because I literally found out about this 5 minutes before the women went.
Really trained for the games. I just made it.
Yeah, that's me with the stats, I guess. It's been 10 years in the making. You know, you put in that training age.
He's number one. Brian's number one when it comes to stats.
Absolutely number one when it comes to stats. Yeah.
He's like, come on, boys, let's go.
But this is cool, and you know, Victor was ahead early, and then he was just kind of maintaining that lead. And while I said that's a great time, when you have to race like these guys are doing, because they're all rep for rep in their 4 rounds in, or, you know, 4th round right here, I think. then sometimes you all push each other, and we'll see if it yields a time under 7 minutes.
I'm impressed that we haven't seen anybody do the whole, you jump up on the box and you lose your balance and fall back. Like, we haven't seen any of those yet. Like, I saw a couple get close, but they maintained it where, like, on a 42-inch box jump, that's really easy to do.
Yeah, lose your balance a little bit, don't quite jump into the box enough.
Yep.
Oh, nice. They have the team out there that's drying the box after every round.
Sure, that's
Every
pretty
athlete.
smart. Even though these guys are big cats.
I think they borrowed those towels from Laura and Gabby earlier.
Yeah, I think so. Same ones. Exactly.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Good job. Those Canadian boys, oh, look at all three of them up there. Fikowski,
I know it,
Adler,
right?
Vellner, a lot of
Olsen trying to hold it down for the red, white, and blue.
That's right, baby. Let's go, Noah.
And it's, oh.
Look, Crouch, yeah, wow.
Dude, and I'm telling you, this guy.
His name.
For me, he has taken the next step, Jay Crouch.
Yeah. You know what was funny? So last night when we were looking at deadlifts, right, we had to basically scavenge the internet and try to find their 1-rep max deadlift to kind of like find the numbers. Jay Crouch was technically the only guy that had an under 500 deadlift posted, and he took like 5th, right?
He looked so strong.
Yeah, I felt bad for the guy. I'm like, oh, guy's got a 465 deadlift. Like, that sucks. And then he comes in and he like hits like, I don't know. He took like 4th, I believe.
Pulled 575.
Yeah, pulled 575.
575.
And all we found was 465.
Well, honestly, I was so happy you guys programmed that because we don't have a lot of data on the 1-rep max deadlift.
Now we do. You're welcome, Brian. I actually did it for you.
You owe me one.
Yeah. I'm going to put that in my pocket.
Dan, you've been working the deadlift hard, right?
I have been. I have a goal of a 400-pound bench, 500-pound back squat, 600-pound deadlift. And I thought the deadlift was going to be the easiest for me, and turns out that's not the case.
I think it's the hardest?
Huh? Yeah, it'll be the hardest one for me to jump up to that kind of level.
What do you think you're at? Yeah.
Yeah, what are you at?
Well, for the dead?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
Dan,
haven't
the deadlift.
tested the true... The bench? No, I haven't tested the true... a true 1-rep in a little while, but
What's your fake?
Floating around 540, 550 right now.
Okay.
That ain't bad.
50 pounds is a long way to go.
How about the back squat? The 500-pound back squat's still a goal of mine,
Back
too.
squat's at 460.
Damn.
So made some good jumps there. That feels good.
You have. That's a good face. Let's maintain that.
The young guns from the first heat took this one down. Victor and Tudor faster than anyone else.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that was impressive.
Oh, Vellner.
Look, that 1 second for Adler, there is 10 points in his favor relative to those other guys that are close. But Fikowski, Fikowski's going to be in this hunt, dude. It's awesome. It's first time here. First time at Rogue.
Yeah, I know.
Dan, did you say what's the bench at?
365 on the bench.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone's getting strong.
Yeah, no
You have
kidding.
a time frame that you're looking for?
I'm gonna bet
whenever it can happen safely. Yeah.
I'm gonna bet you're having kind of the same thing that's happening to me, where all my strength numbers are like really still up there with like peak numbers, because I'm not CrossFitting.
That's 100%.
My conditioning is definitely like volume is drops way down.
Gained 6 or 7 pounds, and
Yeah.
the conditioning's come down a little bit.
Yeah, I just hit 430 the other day. I want to get a 500-pound back squat real bad. And I hit 430 and felt really easy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
I'm on a good trajectory.
Of all of them, it's like the back squat feels like it's going to be the easiest, then the bench, then the deadlift. Yeah. I think those will be the order in which they happen, but yeah.
Yeah, my 500-pound squat came first.
I could see that.
Did 250 twice.
You've got quite the high front squat, though.
You squat 500 pounds today? I did, not all at once.
Yes.
But I did.
I took 100 pounds for 5 reps, baby.
Do enough air squats.
That's right.
It'll get you there.
Did you see that Roman Empire sign? That's clever.
I did see that. That was good.
Those fans are so smart out there.
Die hard. Out in the rain.
It's like game day material.
Yeah, this is going to be giving us, again, the same thing that happened with the women, just some fantastic battles going into the final event. Again, maybe stressful for the competitors, but fantastic for the spectators.
Oh,
exactly what we want to see.
I just wish I knew what that last workout was.
Killing.
Who the heck programmed that thing?
Like, seriously.
I love that shot of Roman there. Like he's in a heated battle. There's big money on the line. He's sliding down the hill, saluting the crowd. He's walking out the field. He's smiling and waving, even though he's 6th in the heat. Like he's loving it.
That's kind of I mean, that's what we're talking about, right? When you're out here in the rain, this feels like you're a kid again. It brings you back with 300K on the
Just
line.
fun.
That's same as when you're a kid.
Programming.
Same.
And Jay Crouch, man, I mean, I don't think everyone necessarily knows, but like he's winning over in Oceania. Even when Ricky's there, he's winning the semifinal and getting to the games, and he was kind of.
We're heading down to Kiki Dixon for an interview.
You grabbed some solid points here for that leaderboard. This event with the box jumps and the handstand walks, what was challenging? What was the most challenging thing about this?
Just having confidence in the handstand walks, something I've been working on. But yeah, I mean, you're out of breath and you want to take a nice deep breath and then kick up, but you just have to run into it. So I was able to do that and kind of make some separation on the box. So it was good.
Like we talked about, you're going to grab some points. You're going to jump up that leaderboard. What can we expect from you from this final event coming up?
My best. And so we don't know what the event is. I got a briefing in like 2.5 minutes, and we're going to figure out what it is. And I'm going to do my best, and hopefully it's enough to keep me near the tippy top.
All right, well, then we'll let you get to that briefing. Thanks.
I'll tell you what, why strive to be at the top when you can be at the tippy top? That's what
The way he worked that in there was really
Canadian.
impressive. It was very impressive. Well done,
I
Mr.
liked it.
Pekowski.
He set himself up great. I mean, he was 5th going into that workout, did fantastic. We're going to have an absolutely, spectator-friendly, high-pressure event number 9 coming up. But 8 events down. Brian, some closing thoughts before we sign off for a short moment here.
I just want to say, Dallin Pepper had an amazing last day at the games, and he's gone 1st and 4th on the first 2 events of the last day here. This guy knows how to close.
Dan, we've been trying to get you on the show for 4 days now. You've said you're too busy, too famous. We finally got you. Your thoughts?
I'm just excited to see what the finish is. I want to know what the workout is. I'm jealous that it's rolling around in his brain next to me. He knows exactly what's going on and probably has his pick for the victor.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited to see what the workout's going to be.
Let me hit you with a specific one. Pat Vellner.
I love him.
Is he gonna,
Great dude.
Is he going to stay? You think
Fantastic
he's got a good shot?
Canadian. I think he's a great Canadian.
Okay, all right, we're gonna leave it right at that. We can't have Josh divulge anything just quite yet as one of the programmers behind the scenes. That wraps it up for event number 8. One final event remains for both the men and the women. We'll have more action for you from the Tailgate Show. Don't go too far.